let's get into our first topic here today. Now, look, a lot of us all thought, and I was one of them many years ago, that thought, when streaming becomes a thing, it's going to be way easier, way cheaper than this outrageously expensive package of cable that we have to get all this stuff we don't even want, and the future will be a lot cheaper. Well, turns out that it's not cheaper, but how expensive can it get? And how expensive will we consider it to be too expensive? Now, that is the topic of today's Mint Mobile hotline question of the day. Listen, guys, if you got a question either for our podcast or for one of our short YouTube videos, you can call in your topic anytime, 24/7 at 951-268-4259. And once again, today's question is about just how expensive is too expensive for the streaming channels. Check it out.
Hey, John and crew, this is Zach the bartender from Ohio, and I'm calling about the streaming wars. I'm wondering what the breaking point will be when it comes to the prices of these streaming services. I'm wondering if you think there will be more pirating going on, to be honest, or most people are just going to keep on swallowing these higher price packages. Love to know what you think. Thanks for taking my question, and don't have a good day. Have a great one.
The cost of streaming is one that we have to talk about every once in a while, because it feels like every other week, I know it's not literally that, but it feels like every other week that we're finding out, hey, Apple Plus just raised their prices, or hey, Disney Plus just raised their price. Ooh, Netflix just raised their prices, or Paramount just raised their price. Ooh, now Netflix removed the more reasonably priced tier. Whatever it is, it just feels like the cost of streaming is going up and up and up. And as a result, we're constantly asking the question, and you guys keep writing in about, hey, is this price increase okay? Was this price increase too much? All that kind of stuff. Now, look, when the streaming era really got started, when Disney Plus came out and Max got going, all that kind of stuff, we warned people, especially when Disney Plus launched. Because what did Disney Plus launch at? Was it like $6 or $7?
It was ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
It was like, how can I deny the entire...
I can't afford not to get it.
The entire Disney content library. Come on.
And listen, a lot of us warned, hey guys, don't believe for a second this is where the prices stop. All right? They are going to this is like the guy selling meth on the corner, right?
Phil.
Ray.
Phil. Yeah, I know Phil. Yeah. He's a good guy.
The good guy, Phil.
Yeah.
But selling meth on the corner, where it's like, yeah, your first hit is really cheap, but then once they get you hooked, then they start raising the prices. But then it's too late. You're already hooked. Congratulations. Now, look, when we look at the prices of streaming, it ain't cheap. Like, check this out. This is a graphic that Jonathan sent over to me. Let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit more here. But look, like Netflix right now, not even for the big 4K version, almost $16. Amazon, you can just get the standalone Prime Video for $9, but most people just get Prime. And by the way, there's a lot of benefits you get with Amazon Prime. I do love being a Prime member. Disney Plus now is almost $11. Apple TV Plus is $7. Hulu, the ad-free version, is almost $15. Max is now about $16 unless you get the ultimate. What is the ultimate plan? I can't remember what that is, but that's like almost $20. Peacock is now almost $12. Paramount Plus ad-free is $9, almost $10. Discovery Plus, which you don't even need now really with Max, but is $7. You're just on these ones alone, you're looking at a price tag well over $100 already. Just on these. And there are a few others you could have. And that's without taking the highest price ones into consideration. So the question now being posed is, how long are these prices being raised sustainable? And that's a fair question to ask. Because look, I have taken the slightly unpopular opinion that, look, honestly, when you look at what you get for any one of these streaming services, it's actually a pretty good value for the dollar. Disney Plus at like $11, and it's going to go up. But for now, at $11, that's actually a good value. When you look at the amount of stuff that's just in their catalog, all the Pixar films, all the history of Disney films, all the Marvel films. Like, we're not even talking about the original content you get. Some of it's good, some of it's not so good. But, you are getting a lot for $11 a month.
Yeah. I would argue the Nat Geo stuff is
Yeah,
They
a
could
lot of
charge
people
separately for that.
listen. A lot of people criticize me sometimes, and I get it. They're right that I never even bring up the Nat Geo stuff. And for a bunch of people, that's the only reason they have Disney Plus. Like, you actually get a lot. When you look at Netflix at $16 a month, my God, you look at the catalog they have. I mean, that is by far the most expansive catalog out of any of the streaming services that you get, with the addition of a lot of new stuff that's introduced every month. There's some good, some not so good. But at the end of the day, $16 a month for that tens and hundreds and millions of hours of programming and entertainment you have access to, that's actually not a bad thing. Amazon Prime, again, you get all the other benefits, not bad. Apple TV Plus. Oh my God, look at the quality of the stuff on Apple TV Plus. It's remarkable how strong they've come out. $7. Here's the problem. I think all of us would agree that all of those prices are reasonable. You go to a club one night and you order one drink. This is one of the reasons I'm not a drinker, but you order one drink and you're in some cases paying more for that one drink for one night out at the club than you are for Netflix for the month, right? You buy one video game this month. You just paid for all of your streaming services. I mean, again, so my contention that when you look at the prices of each one of these individual streaming services, it's a reasonable value for your dollar. The problem comes into play when you're an idiot like me that wants to have all the streaming services.
Yep, you do.
Yeah. Ray, of course, is on the special John tier
Yep, so
of the
many,
streaming
so many to
services.
choose from.
So, like, that's the thing, that it starts to add up. Because I'm one of those criers and whiners before about cable's too expensive. Bring on streaming, so I'll pay like a quarter of what well, now I'm paying more for streaming than I ever did for cable. Streaming is still better, but we're paying a lot. And the question becomes that our caller is calling in is, at what point does it get too much? It depends, because here's the thing. I think the fallacy that a lot of us have when looking at the price of streaming is we don't look at each individual service. We look at all the streaming services combined, right? Because I don't hear a lot of people saying, hey, it's $7, Apple TV Plus is too expensive. But what we are saying is my streaming bill, like we're talking about all of our streaming services, is too much. And is that a problem of the companies or is that our problem? Because listen, I drive a car, but I drive one car. I looked at all the different cars that are out there, and there's a lot of cars that are very good and very nice, and there are things about all the different cars that I like. There are some cars that have features that other cars don't, and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I can't afford to own all the cars. Sure, there's a lot of great cars out there. There's a good image Jonathan just put up. There's a lot of great cars out there, but I cannot afford to have all the cars. I get to pick one.
But there's so many days of the week.
But what are you thinking, John? You can't drive the same car on Tuesday that you drive on Monday.
Yuck.
But I got to make a decision to pick one, and I get to have one. Now, if I decide to follow the financial advice of the Jonathan Voico School of Economics and buy one car for every day of the week, let's just not even the weekends, just Monday through Friday. I can go and buy 5 cars, but I then don't get to complain. Cars are too expensive. Well, maybe you should just have one car then. My point here is this, is that amidst all my crying and all my belly aching and all my bitching about how much I'm paying for all my streaming at once, any one of these companies can look at me and say, well, look, don't blame us that you decided to get 7 other streaming services. You know, Amazon could say to me very reasonably, look, we think our product is priced very reasonably for the value you get. Disney could look at me and say, look, our thing is priced reasonably for what you get. Netflix could say the same thing. Paramount could say the same thing. It's not Paramount's problem that I want to have all the other streaming services. And the reality is we are rapidly approaching, if not already there, coming to a point where we as individual consumers are going to have to start asking ourselves, which streaming services do we want and which streaming services can we do without? The problem, of course, is FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. Because it seems like every single one of these networks has something that's really good on them. Every one of these services has something that everybody says is a must watch, whether it's Silo or Stranger Things, or whether it's Andor, or whether it's, whatever. They each have one. So we end up putting our money out. And then, you know what happens? Here's where it really gets us. It becomes like a gym membership. Because a lot of people may get Max.
Excuse me, what's that?
What's a gym membership? A lot of people may get Max because I don't know because they wanted to watch House of the Dragon, right?
Yeah.
Well, then they watch House of the Dragon, then it becomes like a gym membership. You just forget to cancel it, and then you think, it's only $10. I'll cancel it next month, and then before you know it, we open up Rocket Money, by the way, one of our sponsors, and we notice on our monthly recurring bills we've got why do I have 15 streaming services I'm paying for? So. The question to me is not really how expensive can they make these services, because when you take it on a service by service basis, I still contend we're getting good value for our dollar. The question becomes, how long can we just, as consumers, just get all the streaming services when we at some point are going to have to get the point, and maybe we're getting to that point now, that we are all going to have to start picking and choosing which ones we want and which ones we don't, just like the car we drive. You get to pick one. Now, fortunately, streaming is cheap enough that I don't think we only have to pick one streamer, but we're going to probably have to start picking the things we don't watch.
Yeah.
Like Ray, of all the services I pay for,
which should I get rid of?
Shouldn't I pay for that you watch?
You know what? When I was there, I was surprised that you didn't have something, because I wanted to watch. What was it? Was it Peacock? Do you have Peacock?
I have Peacock. Yeah, that's where I watch Parks and Rec and The Office and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, what happened was
Mario Brothers. By the way, the Mario Brothers movie is now on
that's
Peacock.
right.
Yeah.
Reason to go back to Peacock again.
I thought you didn't have Max, but then it was on something else.
Yeah,
okay,
I have
so
Max.
you do have everything.
Which is stupid. I'm gonna have to start dropping a couple of things, I think.
Yeah.
I can't say for you, but okay. The limited streaming services that I subscribe to, let's say 3. I had 3 at the most. I took a hit 1 month, and I was like, why don't I have this money? And I looked at all of them, and I was like, oh, yeah, I don't watch anything on this, and I just took it off. I forgot which one it was. This is a bad example because I have no specifics.
I used to waiver with Hulu, but the only reason I have it now is because it's part of the Disney Plus package, the ESPN, Hulu, Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And I'm grandfathered in, so.
And my rule is, if you question any of the streaming services, take it off. If there's even a question about it, that's.
But here's the thing, every single one of them has something that I really like.
In your head.
Yeah, and for me, even if you look at Paramount Plus, right? They've got all the Yellowstone universe stuff. They've got the Star Trek stuff that I really like.
And speaking of Paramount Plus, I might have to re-up it again, only because I heard they're adding all the Ninja Turtle library to it. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like all the cartoons, the 87 cartoon.
Well, and
I would love to go through all of them.
We should just basically call Ray's camera shot the turtle shot.
I know.
Okay, let me look at what's in that shot right now. Like whether it's the shirt he's wearing, the toys on
Getting
the
pumped,
thing.
baby. Come on.
Turtles are coming, man.
I mean,
turtles are coming.
You make a good point, though, because I was like, okay, but I want to binge the Mission Impossibles, and those are on Paramount. So it's like they have these little things. They're just like, I don't know.
Oh, guess what? I actually still have Paramount because I remembered, okay, I tried to cancel it past weekend, but it said, no, don't go. We're going to give you 2 free months.
There you go.
And then I clicked, so I still have it. Yeah.
By the way, every service I have, when I go to whatever service it is, streaming service, some other service, you go to cancel it, it's like, oh, wait a minute. We'll give you this great deal. My recommendation to everybody is go online and try to cancel every single service you have.
Offer it,
and see what deal the retention deal they'll offer you, because you'll probably get some good free stuff.
I did it with Creative Cloud. For a year, I got to pay half price.
I need to cancel my Creative Cloud then.
It's the last step, and it's like, are you sure? Because we'll give it to you for like $25 for a year. And I'm like, okay.
$25 a month?
Because it's half the
Because I'm paying like almost $70 a month.
I'm back up to the normal price because I went beyond the year now, but
that's even like $400 for the year.
So
we want to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. From the gas pump to the grocery store, your utility bills and favorite streaming services, inflation is everywhere. Seriously. Make it stop. Thankfully, there's one company out there that's giving you a much-needed break. It's Mint Mobile. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you order from home and save a ton with phone plans starting at just $15 a month. You guys know that ever since I switched to Mint Mobile, I've been saving almost 70% a month over my old phone plan. For people looking for extra savings this year, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. By going online only and eliminating the traditional cost of retail, Mint Mobile passes the significant savings on to you. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.
So on the weekend, I tried to add one more streaming service. It was Max, because I know they usually premiere like the or they have the DC animated movies.
Yeah.
You know how that War World is going to come out pretty soon, or if it did,
I don't pay attention to
it's
the animated
probably
stuff.
going to come out on Max. So I was looking. What I usually do is I go online and look for free trial with the streaming service. It turns out Max never gives free trials ever.
I got a free trial when I first signed up for HBO Max.
Through Amazon. Through Amazon, someone said, "Oh, you get a 7-day trial," and I was like, "I'm gonna forget about it."
See, when you said you were trying to sign up for, I thought you were going to get Sex Court TV.
Oh.
Wasn't that the one you're signed up for?
Well, I already, yeah.
Oh, you already
course.
binged all 8
Yeah,
seasons.
of course.
Okay, never mind. Sex
You know,
Court.
baby.
one thing that's cool that Apple TV does, it's not even if you buy something like a device now. If you own a device, they'll give you Apple TV for a year or something like that.
Yeah, listen, well, I first got Apple TV Plus because I bought an iPad. And I just got this thing in the email when I bought my iPad. Oh, by the way, you get a year of Apple TV Plus. I'm like, sweet, and they're turned out great. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think? I mean, which do you own? Are you an idiot like me and have like every single streaming service? Have you already hit that point like I'm thinking we all need to get to, where we're going to have to start picking and choosing which ones we have? How much more can they charge before it comes to breaking point? And what do you think is a reasonable, still good value for your dollar per individual streaming services, not overall? What do you guys think? Let me know. Hey guys, thanks a lot for checking out our video. Make sure you look at some of our other videos that we have here on the channel. Like and subscribe. And remember, we do a daily podcast simply called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.